Hey y'all, Joe for here, the Cranky old gay guy, and today we're going to be talking about Halloween, its origins, and some of its misconceptions. So let's get comfortable. Oof. Okay, I have written all this down in a script, so you will see my eyes going down a little bit to read it because I wanted to get my facts straight. So here we go. The origins and evolution of Halloween. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into the fascinating history and tradition of Halloween. We'll explore its origins, why it's celebrated, and address some common misconceptions. Let's get started. Halloween is celebrated on October 31st, and it has its roots in the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. It's spelled Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain. Samhain. Over 2,000 years ago, the Celts, who lived in what is now Ireland, the UK, and northern France, marked the end of the harvest and the beginning of winter with this festival. They believed that the night of October 31st, on that night, the boundaries between the living and the dead became blurred and the spirits could return to earth. Now, they could only do that for one night, but that's the night it happened. To ward off these spirits, because they were afraid of them, the Celts lit bonfires and wore costumes, often made of animal heads and skins. That's to scare the spirits. Ooh, spooky. This practice of dressing up has evolved into the modern tradition of costumes on Halloween. Now, why do we celebrate Halloween today? When Christianity spread to the Celtic lands, the church incorporated some of the Samhain? I think that's how I said it. Samhain tradition into All Saints' Day, celebrated on November 1st. So the evening before became known as All Hallows Eve, which eventually shortened to Halloween. Over time, Halloween transformed into a secular holiday, which means not related to religion, focused on community activities like trick-or-treating, carving pumpkins, and festival gatherings. But why now are some Christians against Halloween? Well, many Christians view Halloween's focus on darkness and death and supernatural elements as conflicting with their belief system. They cite biblical passages that warn against the practice or any practices associated with witchcraft and the occult. However, others see this as harmless fun and an opportunity for community to engage with each other. Also, in the Bible, there is no mention of Halloween because it came about long after the Bible was written. How is Halloween observed in other religions such as Judaism? Well, the relationship between the Jews and Halloween is complex. I'm not going to get into the complexities, but that's what I researched. It said it was complex. Many Jews, especially in Western countries, celebrate Halloween as a secular holiday similar to Thanksgiving or the 4th of July. However, Orthodox Jews typically do not celebrate it due to its non-Jewish origins and religious connotations. Now, one of the most beloved Halloween traditions is trick-or-treating. This practice can be traced back to the medieval custom of souling, where the poor would go door to door and ask for money and food. And that took place, November 1st, receiving food in exchange for prayers for the dead. Over time, this evolved into children dressing up in costumes and going door to door for treats. Now, let's talk about some common misconceptions, shall we? Is Halloween linked to the devil? No. While Halloween has its roots in ancient pagan festivals, it is not inherently linked to the devil. The modern celebration is largely secular and focused on fun and community activities. What about witchcraft? Halloween does have historically associations with witchcraft, as the Celts believed that the boundary between the dead and the living was thin on Samhain. But that's not really witchcraft. Anything that was the unknown was thrown into that category of witchcraft, just like science was witchcraft at the time. So when this veil is thin, it allows for the supernatural occurrences. However, in modern Halloween celebrations, it's not about practicing witchcraft. It's about gathering, drinking, eating, dressing up in costumes, and people enjoying themselves. So why are witches often portrayed as ugly, ugly beasts? Well, this is a stereotype, and it's been used throughout history against all sorts of populations that aren't on top. And it dates back to the medieval and early modern Europe, when women were accused of being witchcraft. They were often depicted as old and unattractive in order to dehumanize them and to vilify them. And this is exactly what you see today, particularly by politicians who zero in on this particular race or a particular subset of people and dehumanize them by calling them names or calling them less than human or making up stories about them eating, oh, I don't know, cats and dogs, your pets. This portrayal has persisted today and in popular culture. Now, in the 60s, the TV show Bewitched tried to counteract that, and they made the witch into a beautiful woman. And in one particular episode, Samantha and her aunties visited a client of Darren's who wanted his ad to feature a really ugly witch, and they wanted it to be a pretty witch. So they were fighting it back in the 60s, and it just never caught on. And finally, the myth that witches are eating children. It's just that. It's a myth. This idea likely stems from folklore and fairy tales such as Hansel and Gretel, which were used to scare children into good behavior and listening to their parents. There is no historical evidence to support the claim. In conclusion, yes, this is a short video, and I'm sorry it's all jumpy because this scripting isn't working for me. I think I work better just off the cuff. On Halloween, Halloween is a rich tapestry of history, tradition, cultural evolution, and while it has its roots in ancient festivals, it has been shaped by various religious influences. Today's Halloween is a celebration of creativity and fun. It's not a threat to anyone's soul, but rather an opportunity to come together and enjoy the spooky season. Thanks for joining us and me on this journey through the history of Halloween. Have a safe and happy Halloween. Oh boy, that script is over and it was not great. Let me tell you, I wrote a script and I thought it was kind of me. It was all over the place. So I put it into MS Copilot and said, tighten up this script for me. Well, this script that I just read to you is what they gave me. I'm not real impressed with it, to be honest. And I think it needs some improvement. It also took out everything that was me, like this, and tightened it all up so it was very, very generic. That's not something I will be using again. I might use a teleprompter if I can find one that is actually working well. I was reading this from a teleprompter called Teleprompter Mirror, and it was supposed to listen to my voice and move with my voice, but it's not working that way. It also was supposed to record this video for me. It didn't, so I am using the camera video. We'll see where that goes. But back to the subject of Halloween. Personally, I will probably go to a Halloween party or a bar for a Halloween party. And yes, I will go in costume because I will be social and fit in that way. But do I normally celebrate Halloween? No. I think I've covered this in a previous one. I don't answer the door and give out candy and stuff. I stopped that a long time ago. Yeah, so don't hate me. Okay, That's all I got for you today. Be well. Enjoy the last couple days of September because October's coming, and with it will come seasonal changes in the weather, and my sunshine will disappear. And I hate to dwell on that all the time, but it's just always in the back of my mind. All right, everybody. Take care and have a good day. Bye bye.